Good morning, everyone. Today, I would like to talk about the essence of meditation. These days, many people practice meditation. Various methods and techniques are taught by a number of groups and traditions. But if we understand the essence of meditation, it will make our practice more simple and effective. It is usually explained that meditation is a practice where an individual uses a technique to focus the mind to bring awareness, resulting in a clear, calm, and peaceful state of being. This is the general approach toward meditation practice. However, today, I would like to show you meditation from a different perspective. I would say meditation practice is all about keeping our true nature, which is originally free from suffering, rather than a technique to improve our focus and awareness. I am not saying that cultivating focus and awareness is not important, but that we might miss or overlook something that is fundamentally more important in the process. Today, I'm not going to discuss different types of meditation, such as chanting meditation, sitting meditation, walking meditation, or moving meditation. They are all excellent methods of practice, but instead, I will focus on what I believe is the essence of all these meditation practices. Sotaesan, the founding master of Won Buddhism, said, meditation is a practice to attain freedom by understanding our original nature. And a person who practices well is not separate from the original nature. This means if a person intends to practice meditation, they must first understand our original nature. This is what I would like to emphasize today. Because our mind is originally free from all suffering and distress. All Buddhas were able to free from all suffering and distress by relying on our original nature. It is simple and easy to restore our original nature. Please close your eyes. Take a deep inhale through your nose, then pause at the top of your inhale before you exhale. Be aware of the space there. Nothing is happening in that place, not even on inhale or on exhale. This empty space has always been there. It's always present. That is the ground of all being, from which everything appears and disappears. Every breath, form, sound, smell, taste, touch, and thought. It never changes because it is completely empty, so all suffering is eternally extinguished. That is our true nature. Please open your eyes. If we understand this, we will be able to free from suffering and distress. If our mind is not easy or comfortable, then it means that we have lost our original nature. Meditation practice is a way to restore our original nature and not separate from it. Our practice should start from this understanding of our original nature. Let us think about driving a car. There are people who are very experienced at driving, and there are some who have never driven. But whether you are experienced or new to driving, if you want to drive a car, what is the first thing you must do? Yes, you must first get in the car. Without getting in the car, a person cannot drive or learning to drive a car. Understanding our original nature is like getting into a car to drive. Spiritual practice is like driving our mind. We sometimes do not know how to drive this invisible vehicle and may not even know how to get behind the wheel. A glimpse of our original nature is like getting in the car to start driving. Let me tell you a story. A 60-year-old lady stayed at one Dharma center for several weeks. During her stay, she asked me if I could teach her how to drive. She had never driven a car before. Do you know what we did first? Of course, we got in the car. I first gave the demonstration of how to start the car, then how to drive the car, and finally, how to stop the car. Then we traded position. She practiced what I showed her, starting, driving, stopping. Through some practice, she could comfortably drive back and forth in the parking lot. Even though she had never driven before, she quickly learned the basic skills of driving. Of course, she was not good enough to drive on the road, but I am sure she would be, only if she keeps practicing. Whether a beginner or experienced, we must practice meditation based on our original nature, just as anyone who wants to drive must get in the car. Practicing based on the original nature means we practice in the state that is complete and perfect. When we get in the car and sit in the driver's seat, we are set to drive. Likewise, if we have an understanding of our original nature, we are all set to practice meditation. to practice meditation. Our original nature is perfect and complete, utterly impartial and selfless. In other words, our mind is originally free from disturbance, delusion, and wrongdoing. Our practice is to keep this state of our true nature, the mind, which is originally free from suffering, before we face sensory conditions. If we restore our original mind, our mind will then remain unmoved and free from suffering amid a myriad of situations. In Won Buddhism, the practice of Il-Won-Sang means that we practice to utilize the mind which is complete and perfect. Whether he or she is beginner or experienced, we are already fully equipped and ready to face sensory conditions. There is a Korean saying that goes, "Do not mend the barn after the horse is stolen." There is a similar expression in English, I believe. If our practice is not based on our original nature, the practice might be something like mending the barn after the horse is stolen. The practice which is not separate from original mind is the practice of maintaining the barn so the horse will not be stolen. If we are off our guard, disturbances, delusions, and wrongdoings arise in response to sensory conditions. The question is, how do we not separate from our true nature from the time we wake until we fall asleep? How can we actually utilize our true nature in our daily life? Let me share how I practice throughout the day. At the moment I wake in the morning, I try to restore my true nature by being aware of the state of mind before a thought arises. My mind is very calm and clear. When I am aware of this, I feel free. I take care of my mind the moment. I take care of my mind the moment I wake up. This awareness that I begin my day with becomes ground of every activity throughout the day. At 5:30 a.m., I go to meditation, then pray in silence. I silently say, Dharmakaya Buddha for grace. The moment I feel my mind is connected to universe, I pray, may I begin a new day in the presence of my original nature. May all beings find their original nature and be free from suffering. It is a short prayer, but from the beginning to the end of prayer, I try to keep this connectedness. I then practice sitting meditation. Sitting on the cushion, I first take a pause and become aware of the space between breaths. I simply rest in that space where there is nothing to do. I enjoy being in this space, no matter how many thoughts and emotions come and go during the whole session. After sitting meditation, I start my day. Every half hour, I check that I am connected to that space, the calm and alert state of mind, by setting an alarm. Every 30 minutes, before I do anything else, I take a pause and become aware of the space between the breaths. I then continue my day trying to everything with one mind and one heart. This practice helps me to be better aware when I am disconnected from my true nature by thoughts and emotions. After my nightly prayer at 9:30 p.m., I reflect on the events of the day. I check how many times I had been mindful or unmindful. I then lie in the bed, being aware of the space between breaths before falling asleep. We will be able to make a progress in our practice only when we have a clear goal to measure our practice with. The more clear our purpose is, the more concrete our practice will be. Remember, it is not difficult to be aware of our original nature, but it is difficult, however, to be continuously aware. By making a constant effort and reminding ourselves to be mindful, we will become more connected to our true nature. Those who want to drive must first get in the car. Those who want to practice meditation must first restore our original nature. In the beginning, there is no difference in our minds because each of us has the same Buddha nature that is complete and perfect. However, there is only difference in our progress depending on the effort we put forth. Buddha and enlightened masters are like advanced drivers. Therefore, we must first restore our original mind and strive to utilize it in every situation. This is the essence of meditation, practice, and the practice of Ilwon-san. I hope you will find helpful for your own practice. Thank you.